Have you guys ever wondered what my top 10 favorite animes are currently? Well, wonder no more, because this is the top 10 favorite animes currently for me. Number 10, Psychopass. Yeah, I actually dropped this series when it was like new and coming out and everything like that. There was a stupid reason why I dropped the series too. I dropped it for the simple fact that it changed the opening when it got to season 2, like the second part of it and everything, episode 13 and everything like that. I kind of just dropped it then. And I was like, I'm not feeling it anymore. And then that episode wasn't really all that great in my opinion as well. And I was like, I'll watch something else, you know. But I recently got back into the series, and I have to say, like, this show is incredible. I love psychological anime, and this one does it well. And I love the main character. She's a freaking boss, and just her decisions at the end of this anime, of this series here, it was interesting. It was very thought-provoking, and honestly, I would probably make the same kind of decision that she made. And it's just like I can kind of relate to her in the sense of what the stable system even is, and if it's necessary for it to be there, and so on and so forth. Like, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's just the way they went about this system and trying to figure out what is right and what is wrong here. I like that. I like the psychological effects and everything that they did with it. So Psychopass is number 10 for me. Number 9, Death Note. Another psychological anime. You kind of already tell this might be a trend going on here. I love psychological anime. Death Note is another one of those series that kind of makes you think a little bit, you know, like having this godlike character come in and just kill all the bad guys, right? Like, is he really a bad guy or not, you know? Though later on, of course, he gets kind of corrupt and everything like that. But if you're just a regular citizen and you've seen all these just corrupt criminals and people just dying like that, I mean, you'd probably root for Kira too, wouldn't you? Like, it makes you kind of think about it like that in a way. And it's like, I like how they made that somewhat thought-provoking as well, to think, you know, is this a right thing to do, you know? Because, I mean, hey, these guys did criminalistic acts and everything like that. Now, I rocked with Kira to a certain extent, I'll admit, but I don't really go with this full philosophy because, you know, it's a little ridiculous. And killing people, I don't know about that, you know? Like, I feel like people can still learn, but I ain't gonna get into all of that, okay? Look, it's good. I like the psychological effects and things that they went with this anime as well. They did a pretty good job at exposing all of this, and the ending was not bad either. I liked, you know, most of the series here, and it's definitely a show that I rewatch a lot for some reason, even though I've seen it already like 5-6 times. I really enjoy Death Note. So Death Note is number 9. Number 8. This is a surprise even for me that I put this on the list, but Shougeki no Soma. I'll admit, this is one of the more current animes that came out, and I love it. Like, I really love this show. Like, this show is just a blessing in disguise. Let's just use that word. Like, it's just really, really good. It has a lot of good comedy in it, has great suspense, and it just, like, there's just so many things about the show that you can like. Like, one of the main things that I actually greatly appreciate that this show does is the fact that this show, they have this ecchi in here, right? But the ecchi isn't just like one-sided ecchi just for the males, but it's also for the females. As we have your nikumis, right? We also have your ishikis, because Nikumi, you know, she wears just a bra and, you know, freaking tatas is out and stuff like that and open half the time. And then there's, of course, those scenes when they eat food and it's like, oh, and orgasm food crap, you know. But then we have Ishiki there, and he's half naked half the time, and they focus on his butt, and just like how they be focusing on like the female parts, they focus on the male parts of the characters. And then also the male characters even have that ecstasy, the euphoria, the time when they eat the food and they just explode out of their clothes and stuff like that. Like, it's the same thing. Like, it's not biased to one gender, and I actually appreciate that, because this is honestly like the first ecchi show I've ever seen do something like this, you know, to cater to both sides. And I appreciate the fact that they did that. That's equality right there. But there's that. I like the main character Soma. I don't normally like the main characters in shonen anime, but he is somebody that I really, really like. Even though I know he's going to be number one at some point, it's just how they're taking care of him and what they're doing with his development for the character, and especially how they ended off this season was interesting. I really loved how they ended it off because it leaves a question in mind. What is it? What's going on with Soma's record? And I'll just leave it at that. If you've seen the show, I think you kind of know where I'm going with this. But it's just they handle this show really, really well. I look forward to the next season. I really, really enjoy Shougeki no Soma. And I'm pretty sure I should start reading the manga. So yeah, Shougeki no Soma for the win. Number 7. It's kind of funny that this is number 7 here, but 7 Deadly Sins, Naratatsu no Taizai. Yeah, this is another current anime that's actually on my list, and it's another shonen, mind you, which I'm kind of surprised I have so many shonen on this list in the first place, because I have somewhat of an adverse effect to shonen. I mean, maybe it's just more so to Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece that I've been feeling like, I don't know about shonen, but Naratatsu no Taizai. This is actually a pretty darn good show. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to like it this much, but with the current dub coming out for it and everything, it kind of just makes me want to watch it all over again, you know? Like, get that feeling of that suspense and that action, though. Naratatsu no Taizai, the one thing that it does incredibly well is the action is on point. If you want some good fights, this show is definitely something you should watch. Like, God, these fights are well animated and just good. Just good. And I don't know, I like the characters. My favorite character in there is Diane. I think some of you guys should already know this for the simple fact that, like, on freaking Twitter, I had like a banner of just Diane and just I've shared some stuff. Okay, like you should have seen this by now, especially on Tumblr. So yeah, it's just like it has great action. The story, you know, it's pretty simplistic for the most part, but it does what it does best. You know, it does what it needs to do. And like I said, it's a very enjoyable series. I recommend it if you haven't seen the show yet. And especially if you love shonen. If you love shonen, you gotta watch the show if you love shonen. So, Naratatsu no Taizai is number 7 on my list. Number 6, Death Parade. So, yeah, I mean, you guys could have saw this coming, because Death Parade was gonna get on this list. Because if you see my final thoughts on Death Parade, yeah, you kind of already know how I feel about this, and it's one of the more current animes as well. I'm honestly surprised of this hidden gem, like, that was in that season. Like, I just can't believe it. It was just surprising just how good this show was. Not to mention another psychological anime, and I love psychological anime. And I have to say, when it comes to the psychological anime on this list, this is why it's so high, because Death Parade does this their theme. It does their theme very, very well, almost perfectly. Honestly, I really, really loved how they just went about with the story. It was fantastic, and you get a lot out of this anime, and in a way it can even change your perspective on just life in general because of just what it deals with this series. Are you having a fun and fulfilling life? You know, that's the question that it all boils down to, and you ask yourself this, and it gets you thinking a lot. And the characters are just incredible. The development for the characters are really good as well. Deckham somebody else. Like I said, this show, I highly recommend it. If you like, I feel like there's not a lot of people that really watch this series. If you love psychological anime, you're missing out on this right here, because this is definitely something you should definitely watch. This is good. This is really good. So Death Parade is my number 6. 5. Tokyo Manitou 8.0. This show right here is very emotional. If you watch this series, I feel like the feels will hit you hard. The feels train will come in and be like, come on, boy, let's go. Because it hits you hard. It hits you real hard. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be too crazy, but, you know, it's like displaying on a real life event, because, you know, the actual earthquake that happened in Tokyo, and was Manitou 8.0, and, you know, people were affected by this and everything. So it was an actual thing, and they just kind of just made anime out of it and everything like that, and had this really, really strong emotional impact that you have, and you feel it at the end. And oh my God, this is the only anime, honestly, that actually kind of like made me cry just a little bit. You know, like, I don't cry on anime. I don't cry on a lot of things. It can be some really emotional things. I will not cry. But this one, it got me, actually. And just the implications for it for me, I can kind of connect with the main character on a sibling level, you know? And I don't want to say too much after that because, like I said, I don't want to spoil nothing. But this is definitely something worth watching. It's like only 11 episodes. If you have just a little time, you should definitely check this out. Especially if you want to get in the feels, okay? Especially if you want to get in the feels. You'll get more in the feels if. No, I mean, stop. I say I want to spoil nothing. Yeah, number 5, Tokyo Mask 2.0. Number 4, Tiger and Bunny. Now, this has been on my list. I made a video, I think, like this very similarly, like, maybe a year or so ago. And Tiger and Bunny was on the list. Yeah, that hasn't changed. Like, I still love this series, even now. I have a little toy of Kotetsu and everything. Like, I still love it. Like, it's just one of those series that I just can't help but to still love and still have on my list, you know? It's still high on the list as well, you know? Because you would think at least drop down a few, but no, it's number 4 on the list. It's still staying for me, and it's something I definitely go back to rewatch. And I love the main character Kotetsu T Kaburagi, which I know his whole name. While Tiger, he's the freaking just a great character. God dang it, Barnaby, just everybody. Like, the characters are great in the series. The action is incredible. The animation is on another level. When it comes to anime, like, it's on another level. How they magically and just beautifully mixed CG and the 2D animation together. That's how you do animation. That's how you do it. All these other animes, they don't do it right. Like, this did it seamlessly. Like, you don't even notice. That's how good it is, okay? I mean, the story itself isn't, like, super complex, and it can be predictable, but there's just a charm to it at the end of the day for me that I just can't help but to love, you know? So, number 4 is Tiger and Bunny. Number 3. Now, this, number 3, number 2, and number 1 are all candidates to be number 1 in my list, honestly. I was having such a hard time trying to choose where they need to be, because either of these ones are, like, my top, you know, my number 1, you know? Like, so honestly, you can take this one with a grain of salt when it comes to 3, 2, and 1, you know? Like, it's because it's like it's hard for me to choose. But I had to choose. I put them down on the list, and so here it is. Number 3 is Fate Stay Night or Fate Zero. Just the Fate series in general. Or it's mainly Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, because those are the ones I've seen so far. I ain't watching that one Fate, whatever that is, with the freaking little girls and actually, like, that crap is freaking crazy. It's weird. I ain't rocking with that. I don't think that's not even canon, so I don't have to worry about it anyways. But it's just like, what is this? Get out of here. But yeah. The Fate series in general, from the Fate Zero, when I first watched that, because someone recommended me that I should watch an anime. Thank you for recommending me that anime again, because I know I already thanked you already before, but thank you, because as you see, it's on the list. It's really high. Like I said, it could have been my number 1, but there's other ones I feel like I should have just put over it. But Fate Zero was incredible. God dang, the show is freaking Falto's animation, freaking Saber, yeah, Toshaka, Toshaka's not really that big of a character, and when it comes to you know, this season, next season she is, but like I'm saying, it's just what they did in here. It's just the action's incredible. Just some of them people, caster, like just caster. Like I can't even find the words for this one, because there's so many good things I could say about this anime that it'll be a long video. So I just want to say, this is an incredible anime. I highly recommend you watch it. It has some really long episodes in the first 2 episodes, but then it goes back to regular, you know, anime time, 21 minutes and stuff like that. But like I said, it's all a roller coaster, a lot of emotions. Oh my God, now I'm remembering. Like, I'm starting to remember it. Like, God dang, all the emotions, you'll be feeling the feels in this show, and they develop these characters so well in here. You really feel it, and then it just extends to Fate Stay Night. And if you watch Fate Zero then to Fate Stay Night, you understand Fate Stay Night a lot better. You understand the impact and the emotions in the characters, and you're just like, oh, I saw you as a little baby, and now you're here, and you're the main character. Like, sorry, okay, I can calm down. Number 3, the Fate series. God dang it. 2. Now, like I said, again, all of them could be number 1, but I had to put number 2 here for Attack on Titan. Okay, it was hard. Okay, it was hard. Yeah, with Attack on Titan, even though I rock super hard with Attack on Titan, like I have the manga, I have a bunch of merchandise. I have 3 or 4 shirts of Attack on Titan. Right, I have the manga, I have like a couple of wristbands. I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff. Okay, when it comes to Attack on Titan, I rock with it hard. Okay, I love the series. I read the manga. I need to catch up with it because I missed like 3 chapters. But I've been reading the manga and everything, and I still love it until this day. It is life. I mean, I don't really have to explain too much because Attack on Titan. If you don't know what Attack on Titan is and know what's going on with it, where were you at? Like, where are you under a rock? Like, did the rock bottom you to rock bottom so where you can live under a rock? Because you what? You should know what's going on by now. And this show is quite incredible. How they deal with the themes of what they have going on with the series as well. They do it very, very well. And just a lot of the political aspects that later come in is even more, like, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil nothing, but Attack on Titan, an incredible series. It deserves its hype that it has. And I look forward to season 2. And so, here is number 1. I am number 1. It's kind of funny that I use that voice because number 1 is JoJo Bizarre Adventures, and Nigel Uno's voice actor is actually voicing Joseph Joestar in season 2 of JoJo Bizarre Adventures. So it's just kind of ironic that number 1 is in here, and we have it at number 1. So you know it all works out. Okay, it all works out. In this show, I just couldn't deny how much I love JoJo Bizarre Adventures. It's just a breath of fresh air when it comes to this series. It is something that you just don't see every day. And it lives up to the name JoJo Bizarre Adventures. It is very bizarre. And I love the fact that it's very bizarre. It has very just odd things going on. You're questioning, like, why? Like, why is this happening? But that's the whole point, though. It's supposed to be bizarre. It's supposed to catch you off guard, and you're like, you don't understand. But that's the comedy. That's what's so great about the series. Like, I love it. The season 1 doesn't have too crazy amount of that, but season 2 gets kind of dumb at some points. But I love it. And season 3 only just gets better with it. It only gets better, and the show just keeps getting better and better. JoJo Bizarre Adventures is just, like I said, it's just a breath of fresh air, a nice new take on just shonen in general. But what's funny about it is that this show actually is an older shonen, technically speaking. It's just now finally getting steam. It's just before, I don't know what happened. Like, it didn't really get that kind of steam. Maybe like, it's kind of like Hunter x Hunter in a way. Hunter x Hunter had his first anime. Now maybe people talked about that, but then 2011 came, people were on it real hard after that, you know. Like, this is the same thing when it comes to JoJo Bizarre Adventure, because they actually had an anime before this, and then a new one came out, and here we are today with a lot of fans, including myself, that got thrown into this, and I love it. Like, I love this series. I wish there's more merchandise for it because it needs, you know, it's finally getting a dub finally. So since it's getting a dub, we might see more merchandise for it. I hope it gets bigger. It deserves hype. It deserves the same kind of recognition like Attack on Titan can get. You know, like it's definitely an amazing series. All the characters are great. You know, it's just like I said, again, there's just so much I can talk about when it comes to the series. It's just, I appreciate the series a lot. You know, it is something I anticipate every week when it was coming out, and I just, at this point, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the next season. It got announced not too long ago. I'm hype as I don't know what. Oh man, I can't wait. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So this is my top 10 list currently so far of animes that I like. There are my top favorites. What is your top 10 anime list? Leave it in the comment section below. I would love to see your top 10 list. Currently, mind you, currently. You don't know, it's not all time, all right? Like, you know, you don't have to throw Dragon Ball Z in there. You don't have to drop a Naruto in there. You know, it's like what you are really, really enjoying currently right now. I mean, you can put some older stuff in there, of course, because like I did the same thing. I'm just saying. Like, currently, you know, what's the list currently? God dang it. Yeah. like this video and subscribe if you want to see some more videos from me, the Thabreakmaster. So yeah, it's been the Thabreakmaster, and until then, people, break out.